A recent discussion on how to implement archaeology as a career got me thinking of what we could do to introduce investigative gameplay. I figured if Chris wants to revamp one of the seminal PC games of the 90s, why not incorporate the best parts of another?
Carmen, Sandiego.
To accomplish this, I suggest we employ an information web, a nonlinear structured relationship between collections of information. Each collection, referred to as a node, contains one or more pieces of information, some of which may be clues leading to other nodes. Players interact with a node through its agent, which may be anything from an NPC, to an article on the net, a dusty old tome in a private library, or a physical object such as an artifact of archaeological significance. Let's look first at how an information web could be employed in a bounty hunting scenario. The first node, managed by a bounty contract agent, would contain some details on the target himself, and possible leads such as the target's last known residence and the name of an ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend, in turn, may provide some new information on the target. He's paranoid and always sleeps with an anti-personnel mind facing the door. She may also provide new leads, an alias he sometimes uses, and the number to a bank account. Not all relationships between nodes are bidirectional. The banker, the agent handling the account, may be able to connect the target with the ex through regular transfers made to her account. But the advocacy, the agent used to follow up on the alias, may not have any arrest records linking the two. By following the leads, the hunter eventually learns the whereabouts of their quarry, hopefully collecting information along the way that will prove useful in the final confrontation. But not all webs need have a singular access point or a singular piece of information as the ultimate goal. For example, we know very little of the Van Duel. What we know initially is given to us through published lore. No doubt we'll learn more through observation, but an information web could be employed to allow players to learn a bit about Van Duel culture through investigation. Following up with the author of a published piece may yield some unpublished information and give leads to her sources. Or perhaps Operation Pitchfork recovers a strangely modified piece of Xi'an equipment left by the Van Duel on Orion 3. Following up with the manufacturer reveals the purpose of these modifications and who requested them. The clues could eventually lead to a Banu trader who's built relationships with a few of the Van Duel clans. Over time, gameplay could be enhanced by developing more sophisticated agents. NPCs could respond differently based upon how many unique visitors have pursued a specific subject. Or perhaps a bounty hunter discovers his target's ex-wife is still in love with him. The honest approach may cause her to lie, sending them on a wild goose chase. Maybe a better approach would be to tell her you're trying to get in contact with him because he's won the Gemini Croquettes contest for a trip to the beautiful Ruby. Thanks, man. That was super green. Computer files could be altered or deleted, and physical evidence stolen. Information could be firewalled behind mechanics to limit access. Some persistent NPCs of notoriety, such as our professor, or a politician running for UEE-wide election, may have personal webs. I imagine being able to comb through the background of a political candidate in search of hidden agendas or criminal ties. This also raises the possibility of different information webs being connected through agents they have in common. A money launderer may be a common link between the webs of a corrupt politician and the criminal syndicate funding his campaign. Unsurprisingly, an investigation mechanic would also allow players to become private investigators. The advocacy may hire a player to search for a ship full of settlers that has simply vanished, or a company that believes they're the victim of corporate espionage wants to identify the mole. When the determination is made, a bounty hunter mission is spawned. If, for example, players are able to bribe public officials, an investigation into the official might result in a warrant for the player's arrest. There is also a place for information webs and exploration. A wreck diver searching for sunken ships in the Spanish Main would focus their efforts in the geographic areas where ships ran aground in storms. But a treasure hunter search for a specific ship would require research. The same goes for important cultural and religious sites of long-dead civilizations. When these special sites spawn, information webs could be procedurally generated and the agents granting initial access are seated in the galaxy. Or imagine boarding a derelict ship, where you peruse sensor logs and crew journals and examine physical evidence in an effort to piece together what happened. Along the way, uncovering critical information that could prove the difference between profit and the death of a spaceman. Don't open Cargo Bay 6 without a biosuit. The potential for procedurally generated content will help keep gameplay fresh across a variety of professions, and handcrafted content will provide rich, immersive experiences. I also see in this the potential for user-created content. Organizations could create internal investigative scenarios for the entertainment of their members. There is a lot of flexibility in the idea, but on one point we must not compromise.
Pew pew! Anybody else want to negotiate?